to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee and Time on ON, AM, and FM radio. My name's Joe Callahan. That's Dave Richards right over there. Good morning to you, Dave.
What do you know?
And we expect Melissa Murray to be here soon, and Rich Lane's going to pop in at 8:30 or so. And
hey, there's an idea.
A little later on, we're going to have another person pop in, Joe Gennaro. Is
yes.
going to pop in, and he's from the United Veterans Council. He's going to talk about Voices of Democracy. All right, but our first segment
I don't know
sponsor...
if you realize that Voices of Democracy used to be a very big part of our broadcasting. Here at the station.
Okay.
It really did. And you want to know about chamber stuff, don't you?
I do. They're the first segment sponsor of the Coffee and program is the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Is that so?
Yes.
In my inbox from the chamber, we have invitation to register for the Northern Rhode Island Chamber 34th Annual Celebration, which is coming up the end of February, which you might have thought was a long ways away, but not anymore. Because February's tomorrow.
It's not that far away anymore.
Right. At Bally's Twin River Casino. And the interesting thing about this, you, of course, will connect with fellow members and guests, elected officials, nonprofit and business leaders, enjoy hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and dinner, celebrate, see and be seen, and join us for the biggest signature events of the year. The Business of Basketball will be the speaking program as the unforgettable appearance of Boston Celtics president Rich Gotham and Torrey Patches. I think I said his name right. That's Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Amica, will take center stage and talk the business of basketball.
It's big business, Dave.
Well, sports is a big business now.
Yeah.
And like that. So anyway, interesting things going on at the Chamber. Like next Tuesday, you have Governor Dan McKee coming up at the Eggs and Issues breakfast at the Kirkbrake Country Club. The next day on the 5th, next Wednesday, it's Welcome Wednesday, the big brothers and big sisters of Rhode Island down in Providence, and like that. Different things that you want to get involved in. Plus, of course, you have their fleet of people who are always watching the folks in the legislature to see if what they're doing could adversely affect you. So at least you know what's going on, because nobody could be aware of everything they're doing down there under the dome, as it were. So that's the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. They open up at 9 o'clock this morning. Call them and find out how chamber membership might benefit you or someone you know. The number to call would be 334-1000 after 9 o'clock this morning. Joe?
All right there, Dave. Thank you very much. Of course, the big story still is about the crash that happened down in Washington, D.C. between the Black Hawk helicopter and the American Airlines jetliner. And the words come out now that two residents of Rhode Island were part of the victims. 16-year-old Spencer Lane and his mom, Christine Lane. They were both from Barrington, and he was one of the figure skaters, part of the Boston Skating Club. Coming back from Wichita, Kansas, of some kind of camp that they were going to, where they were working out with the figure skaters from coaches and things like that to get better and better and better. And what I read and heard yesterday is Spencer had only been skating for roughly 3 years. Dave started when he was 13. Saw the Olympics, the figure skating in the Olympics, and said, "There's something I could try and do. I think I'd be good at it."
Yeah.
Now, figure skaters usually start as soon as they start walking.
Yeah,
you can walk,
well,
you can skate,
pretty much, yeah.
And then they start when they. So he was far behind. He had to actually go to learn to skate programs first, because you got to learn how to stop and things like that. The basics, of course. And here he is 3 years later, working out with world champions. So he had a real great career ahead of him when this tragedy took place. He was so good. In fact, not that he dropped out of Barrington High School, but he stopped going to Barrington High School and decided and had to be homeschooled so he could spend a little more time skating with the Boston Skating Club. And he went to Boston every day to skate and to get better and better and better at figure skating. And so he was being homeschooled down there in Barrington. Melissa Murray has joined us at the coffee and table. And how are you there, Melissa?
Well, I hear that that family was also involved in animal rescue as well.
The mom was involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so that happened there. Now, the other nearby family, they're from Mansfield, Massachusetts. I do not know this family. That was a 13-year-old girl, and her mom, Jen Vaughn, was her name, the 13-year-old. And they said that she was very mature for her age, and was also getting better and better. And they had aspirations of world championships, and Olympic gold, and things like that.
Yep.
And and her mom was on the plane as well as the two coaches, the husband and wife team.
Yep.
They were from Russia. They're just coming back home. They were going to change planes in D.C. and then head to Boston, head to Logan, and like that. So I don't know if you heard, Melissa, the two black boxes were recovered.
Oh, they were
from the
okay,
airline
yep.
and from the helicopter. So that's been sent off to the transportation people.
Hopefully they'll figure it out soon.
They said we'll investigate. We'll have it for you in a month.
A month.
Right.
These things take a while. So
Well,
okay.
being in a helicopter at night is a scary thing.
There's no headlights on these things.
No, there are.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, brilliant.
All right.
Brilliant headlights on the front of helicopters. I hesitate to show you a video clip that was sent to me by a friend of the helicopter crash in Houston that brought down the TV and radio tower in Houston, where this video is from one of those Ring cameras on the front door of a house on a corner that just happened to have a perfect view from a distance of the tower with the blinking lights and all the rest of that stuff. And then you see from the right coming along the helicopter and its marker lights, navigational beacons and stuff like that. Plus it's got its headlight on in the front of the helicopter. Just come right at the tower. You can see the portion of the tower is between the two flashing lights that the light from the helicopter is illuminating, and you see that illumination of the tower get bigger and bigger, and then you see bang, explosion. The helicopter just went directly into the tower, exploding itself and crashing to the ground and causing the tower to disassemble itself and crash to the ground as well. And that's haunting footage. But I'm saying, yeah, they got lights all over the place. Now, I can only imagine what happened in that crash in Houston. There were 3 passengers, a mom, dad, and a son, a young son. And they're just going along. Maybe somebody asked her a question. Maybe she was dropped something. Maybe she was talking on the radio to the control tower. I don't know. There could have been anything going on with that. But for some reason, her headlight showed her the tower coming right at her, and she didn't see it. Because she went straight into it. There was no avoidance measures. There was no recognition that it was there. It just flew directly into it. Now, this is a different situation. You have a commercial jetliner. Now your target is not standing still and staying in your headlights. Now your target is going somewhere between 250 and 350 miles an hour and is descending toward an airport and is largely under computer control with the assist of the human pilots aboard. Because they get computer assist on these things. And that makes things uniform, and it's very good. And we learned also that even the Black Hawk helicopter does not have the same automatic avoidance systems and alarms that would go off that a commercial jetliner would have. But now you've got a helicopter who's maybe going 75, 80 miles an hour. And you've got a jetliner going between 250 and 350 miles an hour.
Yeah. Tough to get out of the way.
Well, yeah, but the odds of colliding are astronomical because you got left, right, here, there, up, down, all these possible different variables. For them all to come at the same time into the same point in air is just beyond belief.
Okay. We do have the story that came out. It just says at Logan Airport, it's unlikely that a crash would happen at Logan.
You know why? Because the helicopters, they go off from the ancillary. Right, Hanscom, from Norwood.
Right.
From ones up in Beverly. They generally, the executives go to the smaller private airports where it doesn't cost as much. Because Logan is so busy and so hard to get to traffic-wise that sometimes the advantage of having a helicopter ride to get to the other part of the state is eroded by the amount of time it takes to get to Logan out on the island.
Medflight takes off from Mansfield. That's their
Right,
That's
yeah,
their home
right.
base. And the FAA, we had an MIT director, John Hausman, says Washington's airspace is very unusual and
yeah.
very complicated.
Yeah.
2 airports, because like 2 Logans basically
Yeah.
are down there. We got military bases that are all around Washington D.C. Then there's the White House, the Pentagon, the Washington down there in Washington
Monument.
that you can't fly over.
That's right.
It's
You can't fly
extremely
nearly over. So there's
extremely
big
complex to
areas
fly.
that you can't even fly over.
Yeah.
Plus 2 airports, plus all the high-priced mucky mucks, government officials, all of them taking helicopters and stuff like that to get out to the Pentagon from downtown Washington or a Capitol hearing or something like that. They're not going to sit in traffic. They're going to grab a helicopter.
We got a note that was called in, 766-1240, and it just says, tragic and deadly accident over the Potomac. For Trump to even involve Biden in this tragedy is way out of line. It was an accident. Accidents sometimes take lives, and air accidents can be horrific. To investigate what happens is protocol for any accident. It was certainly not intentional. It was an accident. To bring in political reasons is ludicrous. I did not hear Trump involve Biden, although I didn't hear a lot of what Trump had to say about this other than, this is what's happened. Did anybody else hear him involve Biden in his remarks about this crash?
No, he took a couple swipes at DEI, saying
Yeah,
that
yeah.
when your first litmus test is the gender, race, ethnicity, or all, when that is your first test, you don't often get the best qualified minds to sit in the chairs.
All right.
And that is his position on the matter.
Melissa, what did you hear?
I did hear him blame it on DEI. I also heard that they said, are you going to go visit the site? And he said, well, how can I do that? It's in
the water.
But, when tragedy like that strikes you, you need to be there or near there and at least make a statement that's not inflammatory and maybe even show some empathy.
Okay. Okay, so
Well, that's never been his strong suit.
No.
Right,
Timing
right,
has
but-
never been Mr. Trump's strong
Sure,
suit.
sure. But,
Because
if
it were me, I would simply say it's inappropriate for me to comment right now. Let's get some facts and let the
Yeah,
government
that's what a
workers do their
normal
thing.
person would do.
Let the families find out what's going on. Let them figure out what's a president saying something is nothing but a distraction at this point. I'll get back to you.
All right.
I think that's what Dave Richards, if he was president, would have said.
I think you should run for president, Dave.
I don't know about that if I want the job.
I don't think he has enough cash.
No, I don't think you want the job.
Well, you don't need to have cash to be president. You need to have people support you enough so that you can get the message
You
out.
need other people who support you have cash.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
just because we've had a couple of millionaires be president doesn't mean you gotta be.
So, Melissa, the House passed the resolution congratulating Trump on his victory. Mm-hmm. The Senate did not.
Correct.
So what happens now? Does it just...
Oh, it's simple. Okay, go ahead and answer.
Is it simple?
Yeah.
What happens now to this resolution?
So the resolution was not. It wasn't a mirror resolution, which most people don't realize. So
Okay.
there's usually like a
Want to explain that?
A boiler.
Resolution?
yeah. So it's just a resolution. It's non-binding, saying we congratulate this person, and the whereases or so
Yeah.
to speak would be like,
Somebody's
they
been in business 50 years.
right, they've
the
been
Senate
born, they were born
congratulates
here.
you.
Yeah, we were born here, went to school here, did this. This is their family, and you won this, and congratulations. And that is what the House resolution was, and it overwhelmingly passed.
But now,
Okay.
when I read the resolution
yours
that
didn't.
the Senate
No.
defeated,
Yeah.
it was very flowery, supportive, almost a campaign speech
Yeah.
on what the president had done in his first term
Mm-hmm.
and what he will do for America in the second term. And I said to myself, gee, that seems a little over the top for a resolution.
It was very over the top.
Was that the reason?
That was the
Senate-
yes, that was the reason
It went
why
too far?
It went too far. It was like you said, there were a lot of superlatives there. There was a lot of
Predictions for the future.
predictions,
that he'll be the greatest president that ever lived.
assumptions, his astounding and overwhelming victory, he's a devoted husband.
Oh, come on now.
Your second wife.
Okay, maybe
Well, no,
maybe to his
she was
second wife,
third.
but the first time.
No. Actually, I think. Well,
and-
anyway,
I
at
don't
any
know,
rate,
And it's funny that I know the Trump lovers are going to hate me for saying this, but it's the truth. And I'm not saying it for any venomous reason or anything. I'm just saying that it always blew my mind that the trouble he got into with the hush money was about the hush money and not about the fact that he was out messing around on his wife. That never even got into the controversy.
No.
Because I'm thinking now of all the rotten things they said about President Kennedy since since the furor of his assassination went down, and how they paint him as a philanderer and all, and then there's Marilyn Monroe, and but they can't say enough rotten things about him being a rotten husband. And he can't even defend himself. And then you've got this guy who's the sitting president who's outed for an extramarital affair. And all they're talking about is, but he used the wrong dollars to pay her off.
But what about the resolution back in the Senate? Will it come back up now that it's been defeated?
I'm not sure if a different version will come back.
Okay.
That remains to be seen. If a normal version, a
What's
typical
the name
version.
of the senator that offered that?
De La
Who
Cruz.
just made the
De La
comment.
Cruz.
What was the name?
Jessica De La Cruz.
We have the story
what-
from the House side, Dave.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is the House
oh,
from Representative Grace Diaz,
Yeah.
who was trying to clarify what
Yeah.
was written about him on the House resolution, which
right.
did pass.
Right. They were not. Usually, they're mirror resolutions, just like you have a companion bill.
Yeah, yeah.
Typically, you just do the same thing. But the Senate sponsor was not willing to yield, and actually, that version was a lot more toned down than the first version that I read. If you can believe
Yeah,
that.
it still didn't pass.
What with
Okay.
that? Which the House one?
No, the Senate one. The Senate
one was
resolution.
toned down, and it still got defeated.
Right.
Yes.
You should have read the first one.
Oh,
A little
I
more
see.
War and Peace kind of thing.
Well, I
It was
saw
just
a
really-
version, but it wasn't marked as being first draft or second draft. It wasn't marked
the
that
version,
way. I saw
no,
one.
it doesn't. Yeah.
And I said to myself, well, I'm a reasonable person. Mr. Trump's our president. I support our president. All of our duly elected and appointed officials, they deserve the trust. If they can't have the trust, at least the support of the citizens, because that's how a representative democracy works, or a republic, however you want to mince the words. The point I'm trying to say is that, okay, the election's over. He's the president. You support the president. Okay, so, but I said, this is, when's the statue being unveiled?
Right.
Sort of thing. It was really, really over the top. It was the sort of thing that you would say in a eulogy. Never mind a congratulatory thing from a body of the opposite party.
So the one that you saw, that was the one that would hit the Senate floor. I'm assuming, that was the toned down version.
Oh, really? So it was
Yeah.
worse than that.
Could have been, yeah.
Well,
All right, we got to take a break, Dave.
I understand why the Senate voted it down. I
Right,
understand.
and we've done
I'm
resolutions
not sure
for
that I
other,
would have voted
folks.
it down. I might have just swallowed hard and say, okay, go ahead. Get it off the desk. Why start up a new controversy?
Well,
with
nobody
this?
walked, right? You could have. Some people walk on those, especially just for a resolution. But when it was objected to, usually
they
it's a
stayed
yay.
and voted it down?
I'm sorry.
They stayed in the room and voted it down? Is
Yeah.
that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program.
Fascinating.
As we're moving right along here. This first segment of Coffee and has been sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. What do you see in your email box, Dave?
I've already told you what I saw in the email box. I'm just going to remind you of the phone number, 334-1000. They answered the phone after 9 o'clock this morning, so you can enjoy Coffee and not have the pressure of having to listen while you're calling them. 334-1000. Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce brought you this portion of Coffee and Discussion. There's more. Stay tuned.
Wow, can you believe Gators Pub is celebrating its 35th year in business? Maybe the key to Gators' success is our super friendly staff. Or maybe the fact that the chefs at Gators are constantly making some of the freshest and most delicious dishes around. If you've never been, come on down and check out our great lunch specials from Monday through Thursday. They also offer complimentary soup during lunch. Watch the Boston Red Sox on one of our many TVs while enjoying classic apps like fresh potato skins or our famous pita chips. Come watch a volleyball game and have a burger or one of our newest cocktail creations. Gators is located on Route 102 in North Smithfield, about 1 mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Come say hello.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We're here for you on the Talk of the Valley, ON Radio.
It's Coffee and on ON Radio, and thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. And looks like Dan McKee's going to have a fundraiser on Monday, and some people are planning to picket. The protesters are coming. 2 unions.
They got a
planning
bone
it.
to pick with the governor.
Yep, it is the Rhode Island Brotherhood of Correctional Officers and the Rhode Island Federation of Teachers and Health Professionals. They have unrelated disputes with the McKee administration, so they'll be
I'm
down there.
surprised the airport workers aren't showing up, too.
That's so bizarre. They just took that vote. That's
Well, they had a no
faith in the
confidence vote.
management. I'm like, wow.
And then they had a
No
manager
confidence.
book after
Oh,
4
well,
months.
He was the head of security. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So it's weird what's going on there. But McKee has his fundraiser at the Crown Plaza in Warwick. And
That's where all the
those,
big mucky mucks
Yeah,
go
that's
now.
where all the big ones happen.
Okay,
yeah.
and the 2 unions plan to picket. This is a fundraiser, so if you're going, and have you been invited, Melissa?
I mean,
Would you go to something like this?
it depends on what else I'm doing.
all right.
I will say there's a lot of
No,
fundraisers.
the question, Senator, was were you invited?
Everyone's invited.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
I see.
well,
Okay.
Sure, they wanted your money.
it goes on the state Democratic website, and everybody's fundraisers is listed when they are, where they are.
Oh, I see.
So
It's that kind of a deal. They don't actually get there and put 67 cents on a postcard.
he made a certain folks. Yeah, he made a certain folks. I do to certain folks, but like it's
Call
it's,
up the coach of PC and say, "Come on over. I want to call you out from the podium."
Yeah, so I go to a lot of fundraisers,
Oh,
so
oh,
I don't
okay.
get to go to every single one. I try to prioritize, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay.
But then you got to give them money. You got to buy
Well,
a
that's-
ticket
that's
and
the
give
point.
them money, right?
Well, we don't. Well, so like the senators, we don't do that because
Oh.
we would be like exchanging the same money back and forth,
Well, the folks at the Ethics Commission will die of exhaustion just reading the reports.
right? Which are due today, by the way.
Oh, dear.
Not the ethics, the campaign finance. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, I mean we just we go to support each other and
Yeah.
yeah. But you can't do all the
Kind of like the
things.
Christmas parties where you don't bring gifts, right?
No, we get guests.
No, you don't bring gifts.
Oh, gifts? No.
Okay.
So who voted the no confidence at TF Green Airport? Which workers? 'Cause
I don't have it in
I
front
don't
of
have
me.
the
Pacific
story in front of me.
Union? I don't know.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking if you're working at the airport, basically you're working like for either an airline or if you're in the retail in the shops, you're working for them. And
Then-
TSA is a
They have
federal
no
thing.
problems. They have no. It's the infrastructure workers.
Like who?
Well, like security, for instance,
Okay.
parking people. What everyone seems to have a rash over is the Gestapo-like tactics out there on the apron, where you're bringing someone in to take a flight, and you're under scrutiny, and you can't park here, park over there. Yeah, but the gate's over there. No, and yeah, no. And
But that's every airport,
and,
though.
and of course, even more so, where if you're picking somebody up. I look at it and I call it the TF Green 500 because you go around and so you go,
Yeah,
drive
right.
like heck, turn left, drive like heck, turn left, turn right.
I'm at
just
pole
like
number
a
2.
racetrack.
Oh no, I just passed pole number 2. I didn't see you.
Yeah,
Go
I
around
gotta
again.
have to go around again
I'm at
and
pole
pick you
number
up
2.
on the
Well, I
flip-flop.
thought you didn't see me, so I moved to pole number 1.
But they actually have people there all the time
They do.
eyeing
They
you,
do.
getting ready to harass you if you stop.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the feeling, and this is unfair, but just for the sake of entertainment, you get the feeling, and it crossed my mind one time that if I could just very slowly drive down there, kick the passenger door open, and have them jump into the car.
Throw my luggage in. Jump in after it.
keep
Yeah,
running.
because then the officials here will like me. Yeah, I won't
haven't
get yelled at.
stopped.
I won't be
Yeah.
hearing the whistles and stuff like that. Now, that's an exaggeration for entertainment purposes, but you get that feeling.
All right. While looking for that story, I came across this story. Channel 10 is reporting. This came out about an hour ago. Blackstone Millville Regional High School is closed today. A student received a threat. The Blackstone Police Department has deemed the threat to be not credible, but officials say the school is closed, quote, out of an abundance of caution.
They didn't put it on the cancellation page.
Well,
so we didn't know about that.
well, right. And Channel 10 put it out at 7 o'clock this morning. And school would have been
You know
just
what?
opening, I guess.
And
Yeah.
you know what happened yesterday? When Socket High School was closed, and so was the Voc Tech, because they used the same boilers.
Yeah.
I got an email
Yeah, later in the day.
that I didn't see until after I
Yeah.
got off the air.
Right.
Because email isn't the way to talk to us. You pick up the phone,
Right. Telephone
know.
call. Yeah.
or I suppose I could have seen it on the cancellation thing, but I wasn't watching the cancellation because it wasn't that kind of a
Yeah.
day yesterday.
So,
And I felt bad after I got
Yeah,
off
we
the
missed it,
air,
yeah.
and I said, "Oh my goodness, we didn't get this on the air."
anyway, the threat in Blackstone, the threat was made against a student and the high school. It was done over social media. Blackstone police started an investigation, and they deemed it not credible. The middle and elementary schools will be open today, but a larger police presence will be on the scene at those schools.
So I guess what they're saying is that at the time they had to make a decision,
Yeah, do we close or not?
right.
And they decided to.
and they decided, let's err on the side of caution.
Yep.
And let's cancel school. And then after they had time to investigate, they realized that, well, we didn't have to go that far. It's okay, but it's already done.
Right.
Got
And
it.
we'll just have a larger police presence at the middle schools. And
Hey,
the
the Rich just
elementary
walked
schools.
in.
How are you, Rich?
Hi. How's
Strutting
everybody
his stuff
doing?
through the door.
Yeah.
How you doing there?
All right. All right.
Yeah,
We
very
got a
good.
special guest coming in to see you and the rest of us in about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. Joe Gennaro is going to
Yeah.
pop his head in.
That's
and
right.
Have a few things
I'm going
to
to give
say.
up my seat to him so he can have a nice, comfortable place to sit.
Well, isn't that nice of you?
Because I know that you'll treat him well. I don't have to host. You'll be okay. And
Yeah, I'll be
Melissa,
fine.
well, she's always courteous to a fault.
Wow.
I do my best.
Let's see.
And then we'll just put up with Joe.
That's right. So we have our first person that says they want to run for governor of Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's the guy from Spencer, isn't it?
Yes, and a Republican.
What?
Uphill climb for
Uphill,
him.
yep, yep.
Republican State Senator Peter Durant of Spencer. Well, he's considering a run for governor. He's been a critic of Governor Maura Healey's handling of the emergency shelter system.
Right.
He also has a history of flipping Democratic-held offices to Republicans. First in winning a House seat in 2010, then he was elected to the Senate in 2023. Durant says he's confident a Republican can win the governorship in 2026, but he needs to determine if he can win or if someone else would be a better candidate. Charlie Baker was a Republican.
Yeah,
and-
well, yeah,
and held
you've
the
had plenty of
governorship for
Republican.
quite a while.
We've had plenty of Republican
Whoa.
governors here.
So
Baker was a Republican only in name.
Well, that's your opinion, Rich.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
Well, he had to get along with
But
the
here's what
Democratic.
you don't often
Melissa,
hear
go ahead,
from
yeah.
this guy.
Durant,
Well, if I can't do it, then I'll find someone who can.
Okay.
Right?
That's what he's
I
saying.
mean,
there.
that's a
logical
good
argument.
strategy instead of saying like, well, you
It's
know,
me.
I'm
it's
all
me,
this, yeah.
and then 16 other people say, but it's also me.
Yeah.
And then you have a jungle primary, and that's not always how you get the best candidate. So
Did you call it a jungle primary?
yeah.
All the wild animals for themselves?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see. Okay, well, and we learned a new political term here today, Joe.
I think I got that term from John Brian, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes that's not the best way to do it. So yeah, he's got a strategy at least. It is going to be an uphill battle though.
It always is for a Republican.
Depends on it
Massachusetts.
depends how moderate he is. I don't know.
All right. Indicted Boston City Councilor Tanya Fernandez Anderson says she cannot afford to pay the fees of her court-appointed lawyer all at once. Fernandez Anderson has been ordered to pay $5,000 towards the cost of the attorney representing her on federal corruption charges. She earns $120,000 a year as a member of the Boston City Council. Wow. You need to move to Massachusetts, Melissa, and
Holy
go
cow,
up there.
holy
That's
cow.
That's a pretty nice,
That's,
payout there.
6 times what we get here.
So she wants a payment plan of $1,000 a month until the bill is paid. That would be 5 months. 120. She makes $120,000 a year. She can't afford $5,000.
Well, does she still, or did she get fired? Right, but
Well, she's indicted. I don't know if she's still
she might
on the
be
council.
yeah.
So yeah, maybe she's off the council now. So yeah. Huh.
Well, no, she would have to. Well, yeah, I'm not sure how that would work. Someone
I don't know how long
like
she was on
recall
the
her or
council.
something, right? Yeah.
Maybe she's been on for a few years.
Yeah.
You know, 120, 240. Adds up after a while.
Sure does.
But yeah, that's what she wants. No word on whether or not that proposal of a payment plan is going to work out for the attorney, whoever the attorney may be. All right, time for a look at the forecast right now, and that forecast is being brought to you by unbound.org.
Rain today, high of 41 degrees. Breeze from the southwest up to 25 miles per hour. New precipitation amounts between a tenth and a quarter of an inch of rain is possible today. Tonight, rain continues but ends as snow after 2 a.m. and overnight low of 29 degrees and a calm wind. Little or no snow accumulations expected overnight. Saturday's weather, mostly cloudy in the morning, gradually clearing all day with a temperature falling to about 23 degrees by 5 p.m. Saturday. Winds from the northwest. Sunday, partly sunny and a high of 36. Sunday night is a 70% chance of rain, possibly mixed with snow in the wee hours of the morning. Cloudy skies, overnight low of 28. Monday, a 30% chance of leftover rain in the morning, mostly cloudy with a high of 48. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 39. Wednesday, a 30% chance of rain and snow, mostly cloudy, 37. And on Thursday, a 60% chance of rain is likely, mostly cloudy with a high of 49 on Thursday.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street. Right now, we got the clouds. Rich, was it raining when you were driving in?
No, it wasn't.
No, okay. So maybe the rain's just up above us and evaporating before it hits the ground. And we have a temperature reading of 37 degrees. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change their world, and it will change your own. Unbound.org.
Hi, this is Frank Richard of the Eston and Richard Insurance Agency. There are many household expenses that we take for granted each year. Insurance shouldn't be one of them. I'm sure you've heard all the ads from insurance companies stating that they can solve your problems. These companies usually have salesmen who are employees. Those employees can only sell the products of that particular company. For example, you may have your home and cars insured through that insurance carrier, but they can't insure your rental property or your business because that's not what they sell. What are you supposed to do? At Eston and Richard Insurance, we have many companies. We are an independent insurance agency. We enjoy working with the many insurance companies that we're contracted with, but we don't work for them. We may use several different companies to write your insurance coverage. The end result is that you'll have all the coverage with one office, Eston and Richard. You won't have to speak to someone in Sioux City, Iowa, or Chicago. We'll handle your questions right here. Eston and Richard Insurance has been servicing thousands of clients for many years. Our staff has many years of experience, and we love our customers. Call us at 766-4200 today. We can review your coverage and give you sound advice. We're waiting for your call.
ON Radio.
ONRadio.dollarsaver.com.
Dollar Saver Guy with this week's Dollar Saver Half Price Deal of the Week. From Executive Auto Wash in Woonsocket, we've got 3 Platinum Car Washes. 3 Platinum Car Washes would cost you $72. We get you all 3 half price, $36. Car wash is on sale this morning, 10 a.m. online at onradiodollarsaver.com. That's the letters O-N, radio.dollarsaver.com.
ON Radio.
ONRadio.dollarsaver.com.
If you're listening into the Coffee and Program live on Friday morning, that ON Radio Dollar Saver thing with Executive Auto Wash starts at 10 o'clock this morning.
After we finish this show.
Yep,
very
get
excited
ready.
about
Get ready to
This,
bid.
this portion of the Coffee and Program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and Rich Lane from Post 85, who joins us every Friday and gives us an update on what's new, exciting, happening over there at the Post.
No, an exciting, pretty slow week.
Well,
Honestly,
it's
I
January,
mean,
yeah.
you know, yeah, but I mean, I'll tell you though, one thing that does have to do with the Post that really kind of went up my behind the other day.
What?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have that courtesy vehicle, which
Right.
which we do our veteran trips with and everything like that.
For medical
And-
appointments.
yeah, for medical appointments, and we're trying to serve veterans here in Northern Rhode Island, and taking them to their medical appointments free of charge and the whole bit. And when we first started this vehicle 2 years ago, I go down to the insurance agent to insure the car, and we're kind of little. There's only certain companies that'll insure, and I'm not going to go out there and name of the company because they might turn around and they might double up my insurance rate on the car. But anyhow, there was this one, the only insurance company we could get, apparently,
All right.
because it's a commercial and, the way we're doing it. So, I thought the insurance was a little pricey, but hey, we could handle it. Now, mind you, there's never been an incident with this car.
Like an accident, you mean?
Nothing.
All right.
Correct. No accidents. No nothing.
No tickets?
Tickets.
No
nothing.
speeding? Okay.
Nothing. Nothing in 2 years.
All right. How much did it go?
Last year, the insurance for our courtesy vehicle for the American Legion Post 85 was $2,800.
Is that full coverage?
That was full coverage
Okay.
because we have
to it?
I have 12
Yeah.
drivers,
that
and,
makes sense,
and as
okay.
long as the driver, and to be honest with you, I can pretty much add drivers just as long as they haven't got incidents. The insurance really doesn't go up.
Okay.
Okay, so I've added 2 drivers, taken off a driver, added another one, no problems. Insurance was level at about $2,800.
All right.
Like I said, no problems. I opened the envelope yesterday. Almost $3,500. Why did my car insurance, for something that we're providing for veterans, and I will come right out and say it, I'll pat myself on the back, and from the goodness of my heart and the hearts of all my courtesy drivers, and the goodness of the American Legion Post 85, we're trying to help. Why did my car insurance go up almost $700?
Because it's renewal, Rich.
It's
And
ridiculous.
if I can put forward my personal opinion based on my experience and the way I understand how things work, the only way that insurance companies or cell phone companies can now get any new customers is to steal them from others. And so they bring artificially low rates to get you on board, and then they have to bring them up because they were artificially low rates in the first place. And now that they have you, they're relying on the fact that people are just too lazy to go look for other deals.
Well, see, the agent I had turned around and told me that because of the type of insurance we were getting, it was a commercial policy, we had volunteer drive, everything that goes together with running this program, that this was the only company that would insure us.
Is that so?
And that was the rate. That's what I was told, but, I mean...
Can they look
I
around
think your
again?
agent needs to call them and
yeah,
say,
I'm
like,
not. I mean,
what
that's
is-
my next step. But to me,
Yeah.
somebody said to me, and hey,
'Cause
look,
they
I don't
can.
know about a
They
lot
do it 'cause
about
they
this,
can.
and I don't know how insurance companies work on them. But somebody said to me the other day, and I found it kind of interesting, that some of these insurance companies now, when you see what's happened in North Carolina and what they have to pay out there and what they have to pay out in California and stuff,
So they
maybe
raise
they're
your
jacking up the
rates.
rates on other things, their
help pay
policies
for it,
to help
yeah.
pay for it. I don't know. I don't know, but it's just, it's sad because to be honest with you, what we have in, and I'm just being plain honest here, what we have in the account right now, because the generosity of people donations and the generosity of the UVC entities that are helping pay for it, and the generosity of the city of Woonsocket, to be honest with you, giving us some funding for the car. This is going to take half of what we got in the bank out
Yeah.
for the car. 1 year.
Just 1 year,
It's
yeah.
just,
Yeah,
I don't know.
a lot.
I don't get it.
There's got to be something.
There's got to be
Yeah.
a way around this, and believe
they-
me,
do they understand?
I'm dogged. I'll find a way around it.
Do they understand you're a nonprofit organization? Does that
Yeah,
help at all?
I don't
Well, they
know.
don't
Like,
matter about that.
Doesn't care? Doesn't
But
matter?
it's a slippery slope because
Yeah.
you, especially when it comes to insurance, there are those who will give you a much lower rate. They have a lousy reputation as far as paying claims is concerned. because the only way an insurance company actually makes money is by denying claims and taking in premiums and stealing from the other insurance companies to get more people giving them the insurance premiums that then they don't pay off on later on. It's a racket.
Yeah, well,
It is a racket. I say that all the time.
Well, I'll tell you, if you take it, if it wasn't for the funding that the city generally gave us,
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, the coffers would be
Pretty low, huh?
pretty
Well,
low,
you wouldn't be
pretty
able to
damn low
continue.
right
You
now.
wouldn't be
And-
able to continue. We
yeah,
can.
yeah, and you know, and I'll tell you, you know, it's. I turned around. I'm just looking. I tend to look at the future, you know, and look in the way everything's coming in. And I'll tell you, is it going to be sustainable? I don't know. What's the? I mean, we're definitely going to be around for another year, another year and a half. But what's
But
going to
if it keeps
happen
going
if
up
it keeps
$700 a
keeps
year.
going up like that? Yeah, I mean, that,
Right.
you know, we're not going to be able to sustain that. So,
Right.
but I mean, I don't mean to complain about it, but hey, it's just a reality in life.
Oh, it's got to be frustrating for you, Rich.
Yeah, very much is. But anyhow, let's talk about the program, because the program is absolutely going fantastic. I mean, we're getting more and more calls from veterans that we've never driven before.
Oh, great.
And we actually get feedback from the veterans. They'll either call me directly, they'll call the post, they'll tell the drivers, but any of these veterans we're bringing to the medical appointments have reaped nothing but praise on us. So, and we are actually extremely excited, because I know some of the veterans that we've picked up have a very hard time getting in and out of the sedan. Well, I'm hoping that within the next week and a half, we're finalizing paperwork now that we are going to be upgrading to an SUV. So
Something a little easier to get in and out of.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and because I'll tell you what,
Well, it's nice if you can do it.
yeah. So it's going to be fantastic for the older veterans. I mean, the older veterans. Heck, I'm one of the older drivers. I'm having a heck of a
You're
time
still a
getting out
spring
of the
chicken.
Chevy
You're still
Impala.
a spring chicken. Well, okay, a summer chicken.
Summer chicken, yeah. More like winter and fall. but yeah, I mean, I'm even, you know, I've got one driver that's 6'5". Mm-hmm. I mean, watching him crawl in and out of that sedan, he's lucky he can get. But believe me, we love the sedan. It got our program going. It was a great thing that Kevin Meehan, you know, got us going on that out of Imperial Chevrolet, and I can't thank him and Imperial Chevrolet enough. You know, but you know, we're just looking to always do something better for our veterans.
Right.
You know, so that's what we're going to do, and you know, but I'm just so frustrated with the insurance thing. I can't. But hey,
Join
that's
the club.
life. That's life, right?
All right, let me ask you this question, Rich. You're down there at Post 85. You got all sorts of members from all different military backgrounds that are in there.
Yeah.
Marine yourself, Army, Navy, Air Force, all like that.
Yeah.
With this collision with the helicopter and the airline, has anyone down there, have they have any experience flying any kind of helicopters? And what do they say about this kind of crash?
No, I mean, not that I know of anybody down there that has that, but I mean, just as my own, I kind of listen with a very tuned ear, and I don't know, I don't want to put anything out there, but I kind of think that that helicopter might have.
Well, the conspiracy
Little bit of
theory's already out there.
There's no conspiracy.
I've already read about them.
I just think it's, you know, I think it's a sad situation, but I think
Human
that
error.
the helicopter might have, you know,
Wrong place.
might have been the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
you
human
know,
error,
because,
right?
Yeah,
There's no
human error.
conspiracy.
But you know, you hear all the people, oh, I'm afraid to fly. I'm afraid. Look, we got the safest airspace in the world. I mean, you know, do accidents happen? Yeah, but it's still the safest way to travel. I think one thing that they might be doing is taking a look at flight patterns around that airport and wondering if, you know, I mean, helicopters, you know, military helicopters can fly training missions just about anywhere. So, I mean, are they going to turn around and restrict that airspace further? Maybe they will. I don't know. But they got to do something to fix it, because you cannot let that even try to happen again.
I think about that every time I'm in an airplane and we're taking off or landing, and I'm like, you know, I'm I'm in one plane. There are 700 planes up in the air at any given time. And, years go by and there's never an issue. So the odds that something will happen are so slim.
Yeah, they're so slim.
Unfortunately, something happened in this case, but you're right. You're people, for the most part, especially the pilots, know exactly what they're doing.
And I just hope anybody out there that's throwing out these series or anything, let the NTSB do their job.
Yeah.
Let these people,
they got the black box.
The thing that really, really angers me is when they turn around and like less than like 6 hours after this thing happens, you got people saying, "Oh, this happened, that happened. It's this one's fault."
Yeah.
How do you know? Nobody. You know who knows? You know who knows what happened? I'll tell you who knows what happened. The guy that was flying that helicopter. Yeah. And guess what?
He ain't talking.
He unfortunately, he's gone. So you're not. There you go. And so to me, anything other than that is somebody's idea of what happened.
All right. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee Ant program, and more coming your way. This segment of Coffee Ant's been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Every winter, the state of Rhode Island prepares for the winter season, and we want you to be prepared as well. At the Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency, our top priority is keeping everyone safe, so we want to remind you to be prepared for the ice, cold, and snow. Keep an emergency supply kit, have a communications plan, and stay informed. Find more information at riema.ri.gov or visit us on social media. Brought to you by the Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency and the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts is celebrating 30 years of Mardi Gras. The coronation of the Queen is February 23rd and includes an Italian buffet. Tickets $20. The Mardi Gras Ball is March 1st, includes a Creole Cajun buffet, and will feature the Squeeze Box Stompers. Tickets $35. Tickets can be purchased from any Queen contestant or at Missy's Family Restaurant, Cello's, Timeless Antiques, Pine Swamp Place, Bealo's Flowers, The Honey Shop, Creative Impressions, Vos True Value Hardware, or call 401-486-9380 or 401-257-5797.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
It's Coffee Ant on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Melissa Murray. Dave Richards around here somewhere, and Rich Elaine is here. So I don't know if you're excited about this, Melissa, or not. Do you like the movie, the show, Squid Game?
I've never watched it.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No, I haven't.
It's a show on Netflix.
Yeah, I knew there was a series. I've never seen it.
Season 3 starts June 27th.
Okay.
My daughter has already started on me. Can we get Netflix? No. Because the younger crowd really likes this. I don't know if you even know about this show, Rich. It's called Squid Game.
The only thing I know about squid is Squidward.
It's not the same thing.
It's from South Korea, and it's very first of all, it's incredibly violent, very bloody.
Yeah, I don't watch that. Yeah, I can't watch things like that.
And I hate stuff like that.
Yeah, me too.
And if you don't do the task at hand, you're shot. And I'm like, I don't see where the entertainment value is here, but it's huge. Netflix said the second season of Squid Game set a record for most views of a show in its premiere week. So it's a huge thing if you're streaming and have Netflix and like this show.
You know what some of these like online online producers or television people should do? They should take, like, I remember when and just try this for like a month.
All right.
Right? Get a channel where they're playing like Quick Draw McGraw or the Flintstones,
There's a
or,
cartoon.
or,
There's
or
Cartoon Network,
David and
yeah.
Goliath. God, I mean, you know.
Oh, with the puppets?
The puppets.
yeah.
But I mean, put on,
Davey.
Right,
yeah.
but put on those old cartoon shows like that.
But there are channels like that.
No, yeah, but no.
I'd
but I
watch
mean,
Tom and Jerry 24/7,
A dedicated
right?
channel.
I would.
Where they're on all the time and sit
I think
ki-
there
and
must
sit
be.
kids in front of it, like, you know,
There
8,
must
9,
be.
10 years old, instead of all this garbage that they got on TV now,
Well,
and see what psychological, do a study.
Yeah, okay.
You know, maybe you send a kid to school happy instead of wanting to beat the hell out of their classmate.
Well, it's
I don't
funny,
know.
You know, Melissa brings up, I can watch Tom and Jerry 24 hours a day. People complain about Tom and Jerry now.
Because it was
it's way too
violent.
violent.
Oh,
You gotta get out your mallets and you bang people over the head. And
God, yeah, but instead, let's take out a gun and
okay.
kill somebody if they don't do things the right way. I mean,
I
come
mean,
on.
Tom and Jerry was very violent. Like I
Yeah.
always say that, you know, I got half of my sense of humor from my mom. The other half came from Tex Avery, watching Tex Avery cartoons, right? But like, you know, oh, you go around the corner and somebody hits you with a frying pan and it comes off your face and you have like egg eyes and a bacon
Yes.
mouth.
It's funny.
It's funny.
I've seen that too. I've watched hours and hours of the Roadrunner and the Coyote.
Yeah.
Haven't blown anything up yet with dynamite.
See, I imagine Gary
Acme.
Smith, of course, is on his way in, I'm sure, to do his show, but he listens all the time. So I'm wondering if he remembers a thing called Supercar, where there were these animated puppets that looked like real people.
All right.
And it was like a car that could go up. It was a car, but it looked like a jet that could go up in the air and it could go under the water. And it was the big, tall puppets there that they'd maneuver with the
all I
strings.
can
But
think
it
of
was
is a
called
great
Supercar.
space coaster.
And I looked it up online, and I actually found what the puppets look like and stuff, and it brought back such a memory. But
The only thing that sounds close to that is the Thunderbirds.
no, it was called Supercar.
No,
It was
okay.
called Supercar.
Okay, I don't
Because
know
I used to
about
watch
that
it
one.
religiously with my Cocoa Puffs in front of me.
okay.
Well, dry January is coming to a close.
Okay.
For those who took part in the annual tradition of backing off on the alcohol for a month, research shows that saying no to alcohol can boost your mood, your immune system, help you sleep better, and aid in dropping a few pounds. Also, on the plus side, you likely save some money.
No comment.
No comment on that. Alrighty. So,
Let's put it this way: I don't think I took part in that study in January.
okay.
Okay.
So this is something.
No, you can't. Well,
This is
say it.
Maybe I'll do February. It's shorter.
This is something bizarre that happened in Minnesota. Police are investigating an assault that happened at a high school basketball game.
Again.
But it's not between the parents.
Okay.
It's not between the players. It's not the coaches. That's where it gets bizarre. The game was between Robbinsdale Cooper and Findlay High School in Minnesota Tuesday night. According to reports, a 17-year-old player from the Findlay Tigers, he was attacked by 5 people who entered the gym shortly after the start of the game. They were there specifically to attack him. All right?
In a public place
In a
in front
public
of
place.
a ton of people.
On the court. At least one of the attackers was armed with a lead pipe.
Oh.
The suspects, none of whom were students of either school, and 3 were adults. They were all arrested and charged with assault.
Maybe a little
They busted
gang-related thing. I don't know.
It sounds bad.
kind of sounds like that. No?
But yeah,
I don't know.
but they were there intentionally. He was targeted.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
We know where he's going to be. We're
But
coming to
also,
the
there's
game.
a ton of folks that are there to witness it. So, but
Well, I
apparently
know,
they
that
didn't
makes
care.
that makes no sense. I know,
Does-
and you know, kids are whipping out the phones.
Yeah.
Of course.
To film.
Of course.
Especially
Right.
if you're
So
on the
now
other,
you've
if
got
you're
it
from
from
the other
every
team.
angle.
Oh yeah, and so that's why I guess it was easy to arrest these people. But
Yeah.
isn't that just bizarre?
Yeah, it is.
You know,
It's just
the other day, you want to
messed
talk about sports and attacks and everything like that. I was on Facebook the other day, and it says, hockey referees, Russian hockey referees are different, and it had a video of a player getting angry with a hockey referee in Russia.
What's the referee?
Cross-checked the referee on the way to the
gosh.
penalty box. The referee calmly took off his helmet and just started beating the hell out of the player going to the box.
Well, you don't see that in
It
the
was like,
NHL.
and I mean, the player going to the box, he was getting his butt kicked by the ref. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
So if you're a player on either team or you're another referee, well, what do you? They must be.
Well,
thinking,
the other referee jumped in. The players
jump in?
jumped to try to bust him up and everything. But I'll tell you what, that referee got about 3 or 4 good shots in. So
wow, that is funny.
It was pretty funny.
All right. Well, speaking of the NHL, the NHL is running animated versions of hockey games for young viewers. The first episode will feature a recap of the January 25th game between the Washington Capitals and the Vancouver Canucks. The NHL Hockeyverse Matchup of the Week will be a half-hour animated program recapping games with avatars who move according to positional data. Trying to get the kids to just bring them to a game.
Yeah.
That's
no
how you
kidding.
get them involved and liking the game.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever told you there's.
I'll tell you, Joe. Be careful. That puck's coming back there with the little light on it and the.
Oh,
be
no.
careful.
Try
following this.
Yeah.
My son must have been 7 or 8 years old, and Melissa, you may have heard this story. And I bring him to a Providence Bruins game, and we're sitting there, and he's having the popcorn and loving it. And I asked him, "Hey, you having a good time?" "Oh yeah, this is great. Watching them play out there." And I actually asked him. I said, "You think you'd like to play this game?" And he said, "No." I'm like, "Wow, I really wasn't expecting that." So I waited, and we got to the second period, and the Providence Bruins are doing well, and it's an exciting game, and he's cheering when they score, and that's great. So I asked him again. I said, "You think you'd want to play this game?" And he says, "No." I don't understand that answer. And I waited to the third period. So I'm going to ask him a third time, and I asked him a third time. I said, you think you'd like to try to play this game?" And he said, "No." And I finally had to ask. I go, "Why don't you want to play this game?" This is the way kids think versus the way adults think. He said, "If I go out there with those big guys, I'm going to get hurt." So that's what I did. I laughed. And after I was done laughing, I said, "How about you play with kids your own age?" "Oh, big bright eyes. I can play with." That sounds like fun. And that's how I got to play hockey.
There you go.
He like right now, this minute.
You want me to go
down there?
These guys are 6 feet tall. I'm barely 4, whatever he was at the time.
That's cute.
I'm gonna get hurt if I go out there.
That's good.
With these really big guys. I don't even know how to skate.
There you go.
Speaking of the Bruins, Sacco, Bruins coach, questionable decision to start the backup goalie against the highest scoring team in the NHL, which is the Winnipeg Jets last night. I don't think it would have mattered.
No, I don't either.
The Bruins lost 6-2.
People can say what they want. Hockey people out there can say what they want about the goaltenders for the Bruins. That's fine. To me, that whole team it's defense.
Yeah.
It's defense. It's defense. It's defense. They only got about 1 or 2 players that can actually finish off and put a puck in the net. But I don't get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to coach and everything like that. So I'm not going to.
They like to go back and forth. But the game before that, Swayman is net and let up in 7 goals.
Yeah. I mean, this is not a goaltending problem.
Yeah, so,
it really isn't.
So it really doesn't matter.
No.
Well, I don't.
No,
think
but
so.
I
It
appreciate the person that called in. Thank you.
All right, Melissa, McDonald's is in the news. I didn't realize this. It's taken them a long time. McDonald's is partnering with a female athlete for the very first time.
Really?
I hadn't realized this.
Really? See?
Angel Reese. She is a basketball player.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Isn't that she's the one that is that the one that hit that's the one that hit that the white basketball player, right? When all that's Caitlin Clark or whatever her name is.
I don't know. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but
I don't remember her name.
Okay, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Angel Reese will have her own meal special with the fast food chain. Reese had an impressive 2024, breaking multiple WNBA records with the Chicago Sky. The meal, by the way, is a barbecue bacon quarter pounder with cheese and a new barbecue sauce, plus fries and a drink.
Sounds healthy.
Is that going to be the fries with the 3 ingredients instead of the 17 ingredients in the French fry? Is that all that going to happen?
That's the way
Is this a DEI hire? That's what I want. Don't look at me like that. Melissa.
You can't get this barbecue burger. You can't get the Angel Reese special until February 10th.
Now, is this going to
Okay.
be all over the country, or
sure.
I would imagine they're going to start it out in the Chicago area.
They probably have
so
already
that's-
started it in Chicago. It'll probably branch
Yeah.
out to everybody.
No,
But
I
they've
think
never
that's
had
right.
a female athlete before.
They've never, no.
It's surprising. I mean,
That's you'd think of like a
You think-
figure
I don't
skater
really
from
think
the past,
right.
or,
Oh,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
or a
something right.
gymnast,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mary Lou Retton or something like
Yeah.
that. And no, so okay.
Must have been Wendy's, right? Was it Wendy's?
That
I
did.
don't know.
I don't know.
Well, this is McDonald's.
Yeah.
I know that's
doing it
right,
for the
but-
first time. So
right.
yeah.
I don't know.
Who's got the best dental health in the country? Which state?
Which state?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Surprises me. Illinois has some of the best dental health in the country.
Really?
How about that? New report by Wallet Hub ranks the states based on metrics like the average cost of dental work and the number of dentists.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Illinois and Minnesota are first and second for best dental health. This
Because
is
they
not
have access. Yeah, there's a shortage, just like
Of doctors.
Yeah, doctors, pediatricians, dentists, depending on what insurance you have.
bringing up the rear.
No.
Mississippi and Arkansas.
Yeah.
No,
No, that doesn't surprise me.
I'll leave that
It's a
alone.
real stereotype, but okay. All right,
I ain't going there.
that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much, Richard Lane. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you very much. Everybody have a great weekend, and come on down and visit us at American Legion Post 85. Very friendly place. You'll enjoy yourself.
All right, Melissa, thanks for being here as well.
Thank you for having me. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks to Dave Richards, who joined us earlier today as well. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do remember is coming up at 9:30 here on ON Radio. I'm Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll talk again on Monday.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
St. Rocco School in Johnston will be closed today. Normally we wouldn't carry a closing for St. Rocco School, but there's some interesting circumstances